There's a generation of people who cannot hold a thought for 15 seconds. They cannot reason. For that matter of fact, they can't even reason through a basic problem. And they cannot form an opinion that wasn't handed to them by an algorithm. And the worst part is that they're paying a monthly subscription for the thing that's doing it to them. This video isn't about AI being evil. I love AI. Big supporter. It's about what happens when you combined a dopamine addiction with outsourcing your thinking with AI. And, it's two most powerful forces in human psychology. And you aim them at the developing brain of kids and young adults. We've built a system today that does not reward thinking, it rewards not thinking. And Gen Z is getting the full dose of it. We're getting hit twice. We're getting a double hit, both dopamine and AI, here in our generation or current day. Social media is already hijacking your reward system, and AI has finished the job. You're getting hit twice. Once when you scroll, and once for the answer that you can't even formulate. TikTok triggers a 47% dopamine spike during short form videos. Same with like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, all that good stuff. Gen Z's average attention span is 6.5 seconds per post. Add AI to that, and that gives you, what does that give you? It gives you an instant answer to everything, and you never have to sit with the discomfort or uncertainty or difficulty long enough to grow, right? To think. It's kind of the same mechanism as slot machines, which a lot of short form content is pushing gambling degeneracy at young men. So it's the same mechanism as slot machines. A variable reward, unpredictable hits, compulsive use, right? The more compulsive you are, the better it is. Except now your brain has to work with, it never has to work to produce anything, right? The question isn't whether this feels good. It's what it's costing you underneath. You're quite literally offloading your brain. Cognitive offloading, outsourcing your thinking to a external tool is measurable, and AI is accelerating it at a scale that we have not seen before. MIT Media Lab EEG scans showed a decreased brain activity when people wrote essays using AI. Microsoft research said that AI boosts short-term output 14 to 40% while eroding the critical thinking it's supposed to augment. Most damning stat that I found was 42% of Gen Z believe AI will make it harder for them to think carefully about information, and they're still using it daily. Adults lose skills they built, and kids never build them or have to build them. That's the cliff. So what exactly are you losing when you do this, right? Because it's not just the critical thinking aspect that you're not developing and losing. It's it's rationale and logic, right? We're not developing it, especially in men. Critical thinking today, that phrase doesn't mean anything to people. And so, like, what actually dies? And what you lose isn't abstract. It's your ability to reason independently. Sit with the hard questions and form beliefs that are actually your own, not what you saw based on what the algorithm pushed you. I mean, really realize how dangerous that is. The algorithm targeting certain demographics, pushing certain narratives, right? I mean, if you want to talk about how to completely destroy a society or put people against each other, just target them with a bunch of different information that conflicts. Look around. People, in my opinion, people are getting way less sharp. I mean, compared to the older generations, they're not. It's not like they're getting slower or less informed. It's less the ability to reason. They have opinions that they can't defend. They just can regurgitate them, and they have answers that they can't explain because the opinion was generated and the answer was given to them. Like, the answer was copy and paste out of ChatGPT or Claude, right? And the opinion was pushed by the algorithm. Reasoning skills, logic, that's a skill you develop. Rationale, if you think you're a rational person, you're not. It's something you have to develop, right? The people who think I'm rational, you're not rational. You have not developed the skill. That's the first sign of not being a rational human, is thinking you are rational without actually taking the time to become rational. What's happening today, this is what it looks like when you become a victim to the system. It's not dramatic. It's not obvious. You just slowly stop being able to think for yourself, and you're just another number. You're not a independent person. Honestly, like, you can't think. And here's the sad thing, is this isn't reversible. Like, this isn't reversible for most people, but it's I'm going to say this isn't irreversible, but is extremely point isn't to quit AI, which I love AI. It's to deliberately reduce. No, it would be to deliberately reintroduce friction into your thinking life, right? Everything's so easy now and quick, right? You're bored, quick, let's fix it. You got to think through something, sick, let's ask ChatGPT, you know? Stop taking shortcuts. That's what it is. You know, the answer is not to quit AI, or like, use contemplation. Maybe look at some logic. You know, if this, then this. What is that? 55% of Gen Z has taken a social media detox at least once in their life, right? Some of us have seen it. Attention restoration improves 32% after just a week offline. But a detox is not enough, because most of us detox and with active thinking. Read books that don't just give you the answer in a headline. Form opinions before you Google them, right? Think about things. Write out your reasoning. Journal what you've been thinking. Argue with yourself. And low-key argue with others in a polite way sometimes. I'm not very good at that. I'm very strongly opinionated, but talking with other people will really help you to gain insight and other people's perspectives on things. Talk with older people. Ask them. They don't know a lot about what's going on today, so kind of explain what's going on and see what they think. The people who will be valuable in 10 years will not be the ones who can just use AI the best. They're the ones who can use AI extremely well and also think when AI is not there. People who have judgment, original perspective, and the ability to reason when there's pressure on them. And that only comes from one place, which is sitting with yourself, thinking, developing rationale, sharpening your logic skills, and engaging in critical thought. The generation that outsources its thinking doesn't just get dumber, it's just completely dependent, right? Can't think. And dependent people don't build things, they don't lead things, they don't change anything, they just consume. Stop consuming and start creating something. If you're watching this, like, you clicked on it because you know something's already off. The move is simple. Start thinking for yourself. Read, contemplate. Reason through things before you have to ask a machine to do it. Your mind is your most important asset, and it's really the only asset that compounds. Don't let an algorithm depreciate that asset. And those are my thoughts on why AI is making our generation dumber, and why you're kind of paying for it, and what you need to do to fix it. Like and subscribe, and have a good night.